secrets lie, the truth awaits. Though time runs by, an answer cries in the night, seeking justice, shining bright. Stories unknown and whispers fade, a quest for truth that must be made through endless trails and winding roads. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. Through the years this fire we hold, in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. We hold in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Oh. In every heart and never cold. It through the years it's found. Oh. In every heart and every soul. Justice should never cut off mysteries haunt the past, but truth will rise and light will last through dedication, bold and strong. We seek the answers all along. Justice should never go cold. Through the years this fire we hold, in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. We hold
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I am very sorry about that. I just did my whole spiel with with me not even added to the screen. Okay, once again, I'm going to share this again. As everybody knows here, I think it was last year we had the I-75 shooter. It took 2 weeks. They searched for him for like 2 weeks. Brought out National Guards, KSP was a looking, local law enforcement was a looking, you had random YouTube people looking, uh, and then when all was said and done, his body was ended up being found about 1,000 feet from where the incident happened. Well, today I ran across an article and I was really stunned by what I saw, and I thought maybe they haven't got all the information. Let's give it time. But here we are going on at 8 o'clock, and more information has not been released. So I want to share with you all how Kentucky State Police and these local law enforcements tend to get it wrong. Okay, sorry, but I'm a little bit upset right now. Okay, again, we're sharing from um, the big one, Brian O'Brien. But it says Knox County. Okay. Knox County Sheriff Police, Knox County Sheriff Police, or Mike Smith, tells us his department is conducting a shooting investigation after an incident in the Stinking Creek community earlier today. Now, those of you that was around for the Parmelia Warren episode, we talked about that area, how they do kind of settle disputes amongst themselves, but same area. One person has suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the lower torso. He was airlifted to UK Medical Center for treatment of the gunshots. The suspected shooter fled the scene. His description, let me highlight this, his description has not been released. Assisting are Kentucky State Police and the U.S. Marshal Service. We expect more information soon. The KCSO has been escorting school buses in the area out of abundance of caution. Now let's talk about this. Why would they not release the description of the shooter? For those that live in this area, they have no idea what to be looking for. In layman's terms, there is a armed and dangerous suspect out there that has already shot somebody, went on the run, and the public has not been given a description of what to watch out for. Now, this didn't happen 15 minutes ago. This was earlier in the day, and now where I'm at, it's going on 8 o'clock, and no information has been released yet. That is where, especially around here, they drop the ball. It's things like that where, I mean, he's armed and dangerous, and they're not giving the public a description of what he looks like. So we're just supposed to guess at who is out there. Who's out there that we need to be on alert about. To me, that is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. If you all can hear me, please put a 1 in chat. I forgot to check my mic before I came live. Let me see here. Okay, it's on the right mic, so hopefully y'all can hear me. But when I saw this, it worries me. This is my area. Again, we got somebody who has decided to use his not so good judgment, shoot another human being. Let's pray that that person makes it, but he's on the run. And instead of the police giving a press conference or even writing a statement, a general description of what the guy looks like, we're just supposed to guess. Do you know how many shady people live in this area, or shady looking people? Quite a few. It's going to be real hard to narrow down who we think is a shooter. I'm going to read it one more time for y'all because you can't make this crap up. This is ridiculous. Knox County Sheriff Mike Smith tells us his department is conducting a shooting investigation after an incident in the Stinking Creek community earlier today. One person has suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the lower torso. He was airlifted to UK Medical Center for treatment of the gunshots. The suspected shooter fled the scene. His description has not been released. And as of right now, it's still not been released. Or it wasn't when I started this live. Assisting the Kentucky State Police and the U.S. Marshal Service, because we know how good they are. They looked for a man for 2 weeks and him 1,000 feet away. Remember that incident? I-75 shooter? Same area or close to it. We expect more information soon. The KCSO has been escorting school buses in the area out of an abundance of caution. If you were really wanting to be cautious, you would let the public know what the crap this person looks like and who he is, because let's face it, around here, everybody knows everybody. Hey, the real Rockin' Robin. Sorry, I'm on a roll, girl. I'm telling you what. Your bonus daughter is driving through here right now. Well, tell her there's somebody that's armed and dangerous and on the loose, and he's on the run, has not been captured yet, and the police did not find it important enough to let the public know what his description is. I have no idea. Get it on the roll and stay on that way. This makes me angry. It makes me angry to the utmost because it's not like it's a one-time occurrence. What are they possibly thinking by, I can understand, and I do understand, because if you look into these, let me show this again. If you look, there's 69 comments, and the big one, let me see here. The victim's son mentioned the victim's name, which we are not posting yet. I understand that. But people want to know who the shooter was, who to be looking out for. So you have someone running loose with a gun after shooting another person, but you don't think that we need a description? Insane. I absolutely agree with this person. Praying for all involved. Seems like the authorities would want the public's assistance if they know the shooter and he or she is on the run, armed and dangerous. Yeah, because this description says One person. It don't even say it's a male or a female. Now, I personally heard it was a male, but you know how rumors are. Just told her, shoo, Lord, I am shaken. It's scary. It's a scary world that we live in when something like this has happened and we're not even getting a description of the suspect. I don't need to know the description of the victim. That is a privacy that the victim and their family should be able to keep. I will pray for them, and God knows who they are. But the suspect, have I lost my mind? Is that not just general protocol? I mean, give us something. But no description whatsoever. None. Not even down to whether it was a male or a female. Now, you may say, well, they might not know who shot him. Well, they know enough to know they're on the run. Y'all, this is unreal. Unreal. And you know what? People, I don't want to make this political, but I am going to state that this is the very reason that the Second Amendment should exist. I mean, not to go around shooting people, but if somebody comes into my home, I want to be able to protect myself. Because the cops sure ain't going to. They're not even going to tell me what the bad guy looks like. Now, all the other political stuff, I ain't getting into that. But the right to bear arms, I think I got a right to protect my family. And protect them, I will. I mean, I don't even know where you go with this. Absolutely. I mean, yes, I see people say, I heard it's this person, I've heard that person, and they've put pictures on the internet and names, but I'm not going to go with guesswork. That's not who I am. I mean, what if I put one of their posts up on the screen and it turned out not to be them? Well, that would be horrible. Because somebody heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. But it's getting to a time that you can't even count on the police to do their doggone job when it's needed the most. And you want me to tell you what really, really kills me? They'll be pulling every poor person over around here. You wait till the first of the month. They got roadblocks set up everywhere. Sorry, I'm on a rant. They got roadblocks set up everywhere. Trying to get that ticket. Get you for that ticket. Maybe no seatbelt, whatever. I always say be legal. But it comes down to you've got a man on the run and they're not even telling the public what he looks like or what she looks like or if it is a he or a she. And to me, that's injustice to this victim. You would think they want the public's help. I may see him. That don't mean I have to approach him. But guess what I would do if I did? I'd call and say, hey, you know that guy y'all looking for? He's down here at such and such. Exactly. And there could be more victims. Yeah. Yeah. And we know how long it took them to find a dead man. The I-75 shooter, it's estimated he died right after. Fell off a hill. Maybe shot himself. Both things has been talked about. But 1,000 feet from where he did it, they brought in the marshals, the Kentucky State Police, Laurel County Sheriff's Office, local police. They brought in the National Guards and didn't find him 1,000 feet. And he wasn't hiding. He was deceased. But an elderly couple that goes out there and they've got a camera phone and a stick to walk with found him. Yeah. Yeah. It was YouTubers. They opened the area back up because they were sure that he was out of the area by then. Well, no, he was just laying there waiting for y'all to find him. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but he wasn't very respectful when he went to shooting into vehicles. But if you can't find a man standing still, how am I supposed to feel about you looking for somebody you ain't even giving me a description of that's potentially in a vehicle? Anybody know them YouTubers? Get that? I think it was the Hatfields and McCoys. Tell them we need them back in Kentucky. Yeah, we need them back in Kentucky. There's another man on the loose. Only this one's mobile. Yeah, I'll give you the description of the vehicle. At this point, if you shot somebody twice in the torso, I personally want to know where they hung out. I want to know what they look like, what they might look like if their hair is colors change. You don't just give no descriptions, but let us know that it is severe enough that you're escorting school buses out of the area. I live back in the boondocks, you all. Back in the boondocks. If somebody's on the run, where do you think they're running? Back in the boondocks. Another sleepless night. Yeah, the McCoys. I mean, some things about that video I didn't agree with. I mean, they did give an example of why YouTubers don't need to be out there searching and filming, because they did show the man's body and the man does have family. But it speaks even more to me that they found him when, according to them, thousands and thousands of dollars were spent to search for the I-75 shooter. This guy, Stinking Creek, real close to Bell County, which bumps right up against Tennessee and Virginia. I've said that before. I mean, at one spot, you can literally stand in all three of them. Do y'all think he's still up Stinking Creek? Because I don't. Hey, Chatty, I'm livid. The Real Rock, thank you, the Real Rock and Robin. I'm praying for your daughter too, and please tell her to be safe coming through this area. For those that's just come in, I'm going to read it again. Again, you can't make this crap up. These law enforcement officers need to get it together. Knox County, Kentucky alert. Knox County Sheriff Mike Smith tells us his department is conducting a shooting investigation after an incident in the Stinking Creek community earlier today. One person has suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the lower torso. He was airlifted to UK Medical Center for treatment of the gunshots. The suspect, right here we go. The suspected shooter fled the scene. His description has not been released. Now, this has been hours ago, y'all. Assistant are Kentucky State Police and the U.S. Marshal Service. We expect more information soon. I personally don't. The KCSO has been escorting school buses in the area out of the abundance of caution. One more time. The suspected shooter fled the scene. His description has not been released. Why? Why? Why would that not be something that is released? Flies, Kentucky's got a shooter on the loose again. Only this time they ain't going to tell us what he looks like. They ain't going to tell us what to be on the lookout for. We've got a bolo and no face. Seems like they would at least give a description to inform the public. You would think they would want the public's help. Don't approach the man, but if you see him, report it. So why does this automatically feel like they're covering for something? Oh, I'm going to be safe. I'll be safe, all right, because I tell you what, somebody might walk up in this house, but it'll be the last bad mistake they make. Because I will protect my family at all costs, and I will rock orange with a smile on my face. And what's the doggone bad is I don't even know who looked for to come through the try to break in. Like I was saying earlier, I live back in the boondocks. You pump the light in. Where do you think somebody on the run's going to go? Where normally they go, up in these mountains. Now, let me tell you something about Stinking Creek. I'll show you something about Stinking Creek. Give me just a second here. Let me see if I can pull up old faithful Google Maps or Google Earth. Give me just a second. This is like ridiculous. I've never heard a beat in my born days of somebody not. I understand not releasing the information for the victim, but for the suspect, why? Okay. It's a generating. Am I right at the right place? Why, shoot, no, I ain't. Just a second. Google Earth. Here we go. I was going to say, where's everything that I've saved? Let's just go with Google Maps. I can't see chat right now, so give me just a moment, you all. Okay. Okay. Giving the general ideal here. I guess I better share my screen again. Ain't gonna get no general idea. Okay, here we go. This little red dot is my house. Now, all this right here is the other side. But right here is Mills's Creek. Mills's Creek is in Stinking Creek. So, not very far. Not very far at all. See, there's Broughton's car lot. We can also, I'm trying not to dox my address, y'all. They said Big Creek. These here. That's Cheddar's Creek. So much for that. Anyways. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Right here we go. This should show you better. Okay. I live in this area right here. Where my mouse is. Here's Stinking Creek. I live in this area right here. Let's measure it. We'll measure it if I can find. That's opening up a whole new door. But anyway, right in this area is where I live. This is Stinking Creek. Oh, I will stay locked and loaded. What all have I missed? This is her description, or this is ridiculous, no description madness. Yes. At least as she sees them get out of the way and take cover. Yeah, because I mean, at this point, if somebody walks up on my porch, I'm just going to have to assume. Let's see here. Yeah, tell her not to stop for nobody. It would be my advice, even if she has to go to the little lady's room, make it through this area first. And I'll be praying for your daughter, Robin. Yes, and she knows better. But good Lord, we cannot tell her what to look for. Maybe what description would be nice. Yeah, have no idea. I mean, you don't know if the person standing behind you in Walmart is this person. Tell her to keep you posted. Yeah, it's storming real bad here, actually. Middlesboro's pretty close to Stinking Creek, actually. But if that was earlier, well, earlier is when this happened. So, if If you hear anything, codecasecrystal@gmail.com. About 30 minutes ago, please send a text, call. That's what I would do with my daughter. Warn her that she is in the area where there is a man on the loose that has already shot somebody. And naturally, he ran, so he's not wanting to go to jail. And people like that are dangerous. They're dangerous. I'm going to see right quick if I can find anything else on this. Let me see here. Hopefully, my screen ain't showing right now. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to refresh that. Poor O'Brien, he comes up across some of the craziest news. Says Harlan County, beware. Multiple reports of a naked man walking down the street in the city of Harlan are accurate. Also, accurate is the Harlan police try to catch up with him. Also accurate is the video sent to us. What is not accurate is us posting that video or allowing it to be posted on our page. Y'all would just have to, you'd have to know him. Let me see here. Where's my little friends button? Okay. Okay. You may also want to tell her that, well, that's an Artemis. She wouldn't be going that way. Let me see here. Shooter on the run. See what the post. Or okay. We do got an update here. Let me see if I can switch over to my other one. And search. Well, there's an active shooter on the run in Prestonsburg, too. Okay, I'm going to have to do it from my personal page. I don't mind. Most everybody knows who I am by now anyway. Hold on, y'all. I hear something outside. Just a second. Okay, no biggie. Let me see here. Okay. I'll share this. See what this says. Close, I'm not saying it is, but could be him. Where is Ernie? Good question. Well, good question, Flies. I don't know what's going on with people. People crazy. It says, update. While the shooter is still on the run, there has been an arrest of a female in connection with this incident. We are working on a press release regarding the incident. Bell County alert. Several law enforcement officers, which is Bell County is in Middlesboro, are responding to possible shots fired approximately 2 miles up Highway 66 from Highway 25E. Pineville officers and Bell County deputies are currently searching for an individual who fled the scene into a wooded area. A K-9 officer has been requested to the area, and Bell County Volunteer Fire Department is blocking the roadway at forks of the creek and Carey Hollow on 66. KSP has been advised. And is it just me, or does that sound like a different shooting? Y'all, does that sound like a different shooting to you all? Because this happened in Stinking Creek, and if you know this area, if it happened in Stinking Creek, why are they saying here that while the shooter is still on the run, there has been an arrest of a female in connection with the incident? We are working on a press release regarding the incident. Several law enforcement officers are responding to possible shots fired approximately. So it sounds like to me there's more shots if that's the same person. You see what else I can find? Are you kidding? Glendale shooting and injures several people. Police calls. No, that's not the same place. This is ridiculous. Plumb ridiculous. If you're going to work on a press release, Brian, you need to get it done. Let me go back to his page. See what he's got on here. Okay. Okay. That's what in the crap? What? Yeah. When was this? An hour ago. Look at this. It hasn't done nothing like that here. Look at this. Storms brought a round of heavy hail from around Barville on Thursday. Okay. In many places, the hail looked like snow on the ground. Photo submitted. My cousin works there, or my sister-in-law works there. Now, where is this? Where is the shooting thing? 2 hours ago. Okay. Well, that's not comforting because this man that's on the run, pretty sure he's going to be looking for cover with all these storms coming in. And that's the same thing. So, I'm going to say something. See if somebody slipped up and said anything in the chat. I live just down the road from where this happened. I know the guy who was shot. Pray for him and his family. I know this family too good. This guy is on the run, and all of us up here are on edge. 8 replies. Can you tell me if it's my brother or not? See, you all, that is sad. What area in DeWitt? It's Lincoln Creek. Where you turn up past the fire department. Saying they're saying it was in Big Creek. And then we get this. The victim's son mentioned the victim's name, which we are not posting yet. I understand that part. Who was it? I have family in the area. Then call them. Some people. Pray. Is the shooter loose in the area? Yeah. And this, I mean, this person says it just as good as I could. So you have someone running loose with a gun after shooting another person, but you don't think we need a description? Insane. This person says, I'll send you a picture of the shooter. I live close to where this happened, and I'm not going to sit and not know who I'm supposed to be watching for. Who got shot? Can you send me the picture? I live in the area. I got a question. ACRG. Glendale's close to E-Town. Sounds different to me, but it sounds like there's an outbreak and a half of it. There's a woman that passed away in a wreck close to me, and Facebook told the family it before law enforcement could. And I understand that. I understand the victim not being released. That is up to the family. What I don't understand is why the description of the suspect has not been released. And we're now going on 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. Nobody knows what to look for. So I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all think that I should message this lady that said it happened next door to her and ask her, who do I be looking for? She sounds pretty and knowledgeable. Let me know in the chat. I'm not above it. Because when it comes to my safety, I won't know who I'm looking for. That's what I'm saying. It gets out about the victim before the suspect. Yeah, and that's sad. I hope there ain't no more victims too, but like I said, this man's on the run. He's not wanting to be caught, so he's very dangerous. Y'all, if you have family traveling in this area, because I know the real Rockin' Robin does, and I'm going to say a special prayer request of protection. Lord, please put a hedge around her daughter, their family, put a hedge of protection around everybody in this area from this shooter. What's done in the dark, Lord, you said will be brought to light. And I just asked you in Jesus' loving name, please let that man recover and let him be able to come home to his family. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, you all, it ain't often I go live twice in one day. But I wanted to bring this to y'all's attention because so many times we depend on the law enforcement, and sometimes we see that they do good, and then sometimes we end up with cases where well, that aren't so good. Cases like my Uncle Ball. Yes, every now and then we gotta end up with backgrounds that look like this. Let me find a. Because law enforcement didn't do their job. Now, tell me how that's fair. Because it's not. It's not fair. If they don't who to look out for, I have a sick feeling there will be more. I do too. And that's where they've dropped the ball. And clearly they know who they're looking for. This lady does. This lady seems to know who they're looking for. My question is this. She's on the internet. Why ain't they questioning her? Thank you, the real Rockin' Robin. I appreciate it. You all stay safe. You never know. If some crazy stuff goes down, I may be right back on here because I'm on one today. I'm telling you, I got great news about Elena earlier. There's been another indictment. Harvey has been indicted in this case now. So we're getting justice. It was real good to hear from Carol earlier. I don't know if everybody was in here, but if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. Be very vigilant. Yeah, it's put out there about this man on the run after shooting another guy twice. Not once, you all. Twice in the torso. But they don't find it relevant, I guess, to give us a description of what we should be watching out for. And that is ridiculous. That's poor law enforcement. I don't care who knows it. Do your job. Prayers for you and the kiddos, Crystal. I know you will hesitate. I know you will hesitate. No, yeah, I won't hesitate 1 second to protect me and mine. And let me tell you, that's where it makes it dangerous, you guys. I mean, what if a Jehovah Witness decided to come to my house just out of the blue, and there's a man on the loose? Who you think I'm going to think he is? And I ain't got nothing against Jehovah Witnesses, but we do know how they just show up sometimes, unannounced, unexpected, and knocking like the cops. So they need to put a description out there. They'll have this old girl shooting at butterflies. I mean, I will not risk anything when it comes to my youngins. Uh-uh. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about it. Luck. Picked the wrong time to come to my house. Duchess, girl, we've got another shooter in this area. Only this time, and he's on the run. Only this time, they're not giving us the description of said shooter. Can you make that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. We didn't warrant a description. He shot a man. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find this. I'm going to share my screen. This, let me find it. This little mark right here is where I live. He shot at a man in this area. Here's where I live. Here's this area. I mean, for crying out loud. And they wonder, look at this. Go back in there. I ain't asking for you. Look at this. This is Stinking Creek. Which, of course, heads right into my area. Now, let's just walk it back a little bit. Because some people may have forgot. Could have forgot. There was an I-75 shooter a couple months back. Shot onto the interstate. Again, they brought in Laurel County Sheriff's Office, the police. They brought in National Guards, the Marshals, Kentucky State Police, and looked for him for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Every day it was, he's not been found yet. He's not been found yet. The guy was dead 1,000 feet from where he committed the crime. You mean tell me I'm supposed to have faith in these good words, Crystal, good words. These gentlemen that are looking for him, and this man's mobile. He's not laying over a bluff. Miss me with that. And even posted, they wasn't given the description at the time. I read it several times in this live. Escorting school buses to ensure, well, safety, paraphrasing, but yet they ain't telling people what to look for. Nothing. Not telling nobody what he looks like. Who to be on the look. I understand. Again, I understand. Don't release the victim's information. That's none of our business. But as me, Jane Doe public, I have the right in this area to know what to be looking for. Don't put out a bolo and not give a description for it. Bolo, be on lookout for everybody. That's how people get hurt. And Dutchie done knows. I hear a noise out there. It could be one of them bugs getting caught in the bug zapper. And this old girl is going to go shoot it. I sure want to do it. I with a picture of the suspect with the I-75 shooter. Now we just got to assume everybody. If they ain't your immediate family, it's potentially that person. Do you see my point? It's making it dangerous, period, because they're not releasing what the person looks like or their name. Around here, they could release their name and we'd be like, oh, okay. Because everybody knows everybody. To me, it's making it more dangerous by not saying who it was, who they're looking for, and what they look like. But what do I know? I'm just a little country bumpkin with lots of kids to take care of that likes to crochet every now and then give my piece on YouTube. And in my spare time, I do my very best to help people, especially children. No, the real Rockin' Robin, we don't know. We don't know if they're on foot. We don't know if they're in a vehicle. We don't know if they're on a four-wheeler. We don't know if they're on horseback. We don't even know if they stole somebody's donkey because they aren't releasing the information. It's almost like they said, here you go. Take it or leave it. This man shot somebody and this is how we ain't gonna tell you about it here. I'm gonna read it one more time for the ones just coming in because this is ridiculous. I've never in my life never seen nothing like this, and it's not Brian's fault. Brian does good at keeping people updated. It's the police's fault. Knox County, Kentucky alert. Knox County Sheriff Mike Smith tells us his department is conducting a shooting investigation after an incident in the Stinking Creek community earlier today. One person has suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the lower torso. He was airlifted to UK Medical Center for treatment of the gunshots. The suspected shooter fled the scene. His description has not been released. Assisting our Kentucky State Police, useless, and the U.S. Marshal Service. We expect more information soon. The KCSO has been escorting school buses in the area out of abundance of caution. Well, I'm sorry, but with an abundance of caution would be to tell me who I'm supposed to be looking for. That is what I call abundance of caution. Y'all remember, it takes zero effort to be a good human being. You've got to actually try to be a bad one. And hopefully they decide to release what he looks like. And even better, it would be great if they found him. But if they're not giving a description, I got a funny feeling they don't even know what he looks like. They don't even know who they're looking for. They're probably right now stopping every individual, knowing darn good and well this person probably ain't traveling the 4-lane. Just saying. Yeah. And that's exactly what you got to be. I'll look everybody and anybody. So, this is my public service announcement. If you do not know me or never been to my home and I don't know your vehicle, do not come now. Now is a bad time because old girl is not playing when it comes to her youngins. I would gladly lay down and die for either one of them. Try me. I'm going to keep checking for updates everywhere. Well, honey, you got my email, and I think you're in my Discord. Just say, hey, Dutch, are you still in here? Or Flies, either one? Could you just drop a link to the Discord for those that might want to join? I don't charge for my Discord or anything like that. I don't got memberships or anything like that, but it's a good way to get notified when I'm going live because sometimes I just go, well, that sounds crazy, and I go live. That's how I roll, y'all. I don't make no plans. I make no scripts, and you never know when you're going to see me. Like today, 2 times, 1 day. That's just how I roll. And I'm still waiting for I'm going to end up having to reread the last chapter and record it again because I don't know why in the world I've used this program over and over and over, and now it's not letting me save my video to put on the book channel. So that is a hold up with it. It's giving me a headache. At this point, I may just go live and read it live. Yeah. Flies just posted a link to my Discord. Normally, it's me and whoever else is posting a video. We'll post in there. There is rooms for like Elena, my uncle, cases like that. Places for books if you're interested in that. Drama, no, I don't do drama. Not my Discord, not my life, and not on my YouTube. But if y'all want to join, feel free to. Thank y'all for joining me, and I guess I'm going to get off here and do like Chatty. I'm going to be looking for updates on this shooter because, the night that you might think you can get some sleep, somebody has to go do some dumb crap, and now you got to look for an invisible man. Only in this area. But now, I said when we did the episode, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it because I said nothing much has changed in this area. But it is titled Pamelia Warren Case. And it describes this area that this shooting took place in back in the 1800s, and not much has changed since. So, don't know the details of the shooting, don't know what happened. I don't think shooting somebody is ever the answer unless they're coming into your home and you don't know who they are and your family is in danger. Then, by all means. But because I think we got a right to protect our family. But like I said, it takes zero effort to be a good human being. You have to actually try to be a bad one. Got to put effort in that. Thank you, Rockin' Robin. But that's where I post a lot of my videos. So as you've noticed, I don't go on no schedule. I'd love to be on one, but every time I make a schedule, I end up lying. It makes a liar out of me. I said Wednesday and Friday. But when I said that was my least active days, and I'd be dead burned if right after I started setting that's when everything started getting scheduled for Wednesday and Friday, and I'm like, well, that messed that up. So, old girl's kind of like the wind. You never know when I'm going to blow in here, just like I did today. I've been live twice. If I may just end this live and go live again. just to say I broke a record. I'm just saying. Nah, it's all right. Anybody does any foolishness, we can always remove them. You know how my Discord is. It's very, very boring. The only time things are posted is when we're doing lives or posting videos or missing flyers or updating about a case. Sometimes that happens. Interesting books, there's a category for that. So people want to go in there and screenshot them a list of books. That's what they get. But it is a very good place to know when I'm going live, though, because I always post it on my Discord. I love y'all. I'll talk to you later.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I